And, it is sad, but it's almost like a clearing of the way so that this can sprout out in me. It's almost like I'll have all these things, and in the moment, I'll feel sad about it because I'm like, this is not what I didn't mean to let go of something first before something new happens. But in hindsight, I always say, God, in the moment, I thought it was the worst day of my life. But I look back on it, I'm like, how could I have ever started my business if I had been working 40, 50 hours a week at a job that wasn't really paying off? So I was able to look at it into perspective and say, you know what, I can do this job and start my own business and do all of these things that I want to do that sparked in me. It's almost like through meditation. I'm going to ask you about meditation next. That'll be my next question. But it was through my process, my spiritual journey of meditating, of going inside and thinking about my purpose as a healer. That is my purpose as a healer. I do know that. I am a healer. And wanting that, everything started coming aligned and things started falling off that was interrupting my path of being the healer that I am. And I don't know, it's just a beautiful thing. So the meditation helps to keep me centered because every day I have to incorporate it into my life. Actually, really, when I think about it, every day, every second of my life is a meditation. I'm meditating and I'm starting to really incorporate mindful practices. I have 3 children. You must be mindful when you have children. I have a whole list of clients that I work with every day. I have to be very mindful. I have, a family. I have all of these responsibilities, but I want to enjoy myself as I'm doing my purpose as a healer, making sure that I'm navigating that. But the part that I feel like it's so interesting is that when I came into this, I'm fully into it now. I know exactly who and what I am right at this moment, welcoming any experience that can continue to teach me about myself. But I am realizing that to get that light, I did have to go to this dark side. Out of light has to come from darkness. I mean, think about coal. Coal is dark, but when you squeeze it, what are you going to get? A nice shiny diamond. That's the process that I feel like I have been involved in. And I don't talk about it much publicly. I just do it. It's just something I do. But when I saw you on Instagram and you kept talking about meditations and you do your meditation on Instagram, y'all follow Cinda on Instagram and follow her because you're doing beautiful work in the internet world. So tell me about how you incorporate meditation into your life and how it's related to your spiritual development.
Well, I had anxiety. I had depression diagnosed. And, from starting with trauma as early as the very beginning of my life. So for me, it was a process. I started learning about meditation when I was a child because I did yoga when I was a child. I was fortunate to one of my uncles had a girlfriend that was a yoga instructor. So that's when I started learning about it. And I just had a natural affinity for it. And of course, I was in the church. So prayer was what was taught there. And I kind of naturally figured out the differences, because I'm really in prayer almost all day, all the time. I'm constantly talking to somebody. For the longest time, my ego told me it was me. But now I understand it's beyond me. I'm communicating. I had some really crazy experiences we'll talk about someday that showed me reality. And it's not what I thought it was. So I know now that I'm talking to someone all the time.